Quinn, how have you seen the team react this week to, you guys have had some tough losses here, but how have you felt like the spirit's been in practice and the energy?
It's all about just going back to the drawing board and figure out a way we can pull out a win, man. Figure out a way that each one and everyone else can get better every single day. And one of those things, like, we got to look in the mirror and just make sure each other is held accountable and make sure each other knowing what we doing. But first and foremost, you got to know what you're doing and know your job to the best of your ability so you can help other people out and raise the level of play around the board. So,
what is that process like for you? Like, how do you personally do that? Like you said, look in the mirror and that kind of, what's that for you?
First and foremost, just looking at the film, man, just watching the things that you know in yourself and know as a player that you can do right and know yourself that, like, what you did wrong and try to correct those wrong things first and foremost before you come into the building. While you at home by yourself, man, just correct those wrong things that you did in yourself and watch when you did do it right and ask yourself the reason why you did it wrong or ask your season what disconnection you had with myself and the coaches or with myself and on the field or different stuff like that and just find out the solution before I even come into the building. So when I come into the building and the coaches give me the solution, if our solution match up, that's perfect, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I do every single week. Like, I played at Bama, man, so, like, I've won a lot, and in those wins, man, we had to criticize ourselves to the max so we can be able to win the next week, and I take that same mentality every single day, every single game, so I can learn from the things I did right and learn from the things I did wrong so I can be a good player and a consistent player each week in and week out.
You have high expectations for yourself, obviously. How do you kind of balance that, like you said, the criticism? Are you highly critical of yourself, and like how do you kind of balance that to not, take that the wrong way and start trying to overcompensate?
It's really about, like, motivation. Like you said, like, I do have a high ceiling for myself and what I want to be and what I know I can become with the help of my teammates, the help of coaching and stuff like that. So, like, looking at myself, it could be the smallest thing to the biggest thing, man. Like, and the greats are, and I got a chance to be mentored by Kobe and stuff like that because I trained at Mamba, and those guys don't care. Like, if it's the smallest thing to the largest thing, and that's the thing, like, playing in the NFL and any profession, like, the big things don't get you beat. Like, the 80-yard touchdowns don't get you beat. Like, it's the small details that get those drives and those different things, like, clicking. So when that 80-yard touchdown do come, they're just an explosive. So those small details, man, those small little things is what's beating us right now and what we got to correct to make them big steps to winning football games and stuff like that. So
you talked earlier this season about not wanting to give into the negativity. Just personally, how do you not let it creep in when you've been having some of these results that clearly you can't be happy about?
Relying on your teammates, man. I feel like the biggest thing with me that I love to do, man, just have fun with my teammates, man. If I got a problem or something that we need to fix, we're going to fix it in-house. Like, and everybody on the same page, man. Everybody feel the same and mentally on the same way when it come down to we all in this together. We all lose together. We all win together. We all do this together. So we're not worried about people who's not in the building or people who's not in the on field with us because they're not helping us. We can only depend on what we got in the building and what we got on the team. So,
Quinn, we were talking to Ulbrich yesterday and even Robert last week about this, about the defensive line rotation. And Salah said he doesn't want you guys getting any more than 40 snaps about. And it feels like it keeps you fresh and in their system going upfield so quick. Like, you guys can't do that for 60 or 70 snaps. Just wondering how you feel about that. You played in the two-gap system before this. Do you feel like that's the case, that there needs to be a heavier rotation in the system for that?
I feel like whatever Coach Sal and Aubrey are doing right now is what they want us to do, and whatever they want us to do, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability each week in and week out. So,
do you feel like because you're playing fewer snaps that you're able to give 100% on every snap, whereas if you're playing like 60, maybe you can't do that every time?
This offseason, man, I try to train no matter how many snaps I get, at least or more, to be to give them 110% every single snap. So every snap that I take, I'm trying to give 110%. So yeah.
You mentioned Bama before. Last year when you guys played the Dolphins, the quarterback was Fitzpatrick, I believe, both times. Are you looking forward to seeing your old friend Tua?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing chance. Even playing against Matt Jones and Tua, and we play the Eagles later on, man. It's gonna be a dope experience, man. Playing against guys who I seen develop and guys who seen me develop and different stuff like that. So,
what stands out in your memories about Tua from college?
Just the positivity, man. He's always a positive guy, always a godly person, spiritual person, and just the real thing is always that smile on his face, man, week in and week out. So.
Is there any advantage or disadvantage to facing a guy you know well? Because obviously you know him, but he knows you as well.
Yeah, not really, bro. Like you grow so fast and becoming a professional. Like as coming out of college, man, you basically a kid. But when you get to the NFL, man, you grow so fast week in and week out. Like I said, man, you learn from your mistakes so fast because the game is so good. Each and every player is so good. So it's not really an advantage, man. He done played against some amazing defensive backs and some amazing defensive linemen. And I done played against some amazing quarterbacks and amazing offensive linemen. So not really an advantage.
That's a hell of a quarterback room. Those three guys, right?
Yeah.
They're both playing. Like, did you realize then that like these are three guys that?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Every player that I feel like I played with in college was like just practices and different stuff like that was the real deal. Like practices was amazing. And just looking back on it now, it's like, man, like I practiced with Jerry Jeudy, Tua, like all the guys who was there with me, Raekwon Davis, even like Alex Leatherwood and Jedrick Willis, like all those guys I got a chance to go up against who became first-round draft picks or great football players now, like Calvin Ridley and different stuff like that. And I look at, like, man, we was at practice. Those practices was amazing. You had, 6, 7 first-rounders and a lot of other draft picks and stuff like that at practice. So it's like, I look back and, like, it was amazing practices, so.